Back at you again. B. Michael here, Long Life Holistic Services. I got my little neighborhood wasps, my hornets, my beetles. They all everywhere. Not to mention the birds. Peace and blessings, so. So, today we want to talk about self-defense. Self-defense is very comprehensive. It's not just something that is dealing with martial arts. Self-defense is very comprehensive. It deals with defending your entire body. And it relates to defending your mind. It also relates to defending your spirit. And this is something that is crucial because self-preservation is a very, very basic instinct and a very simple principle that allows us to build on everything. But self-defense is crucial. And in self-defense, one of the most important principles is to understand that it's better to be a weapon than to just have a weapon. So you have to develop yourself into being a weapon. And weapons are not for, what's the word I want to use? They're not for harmful purposes. They're for protective purposes, right? They're to protect you. What we have to understand is we have been equipped with gifts, metaphysical gifts, such as our chakras, such as our aura, right? The power of the mind. This is the greatest weapon that there is on earth because everything issues from here. And so when you understand that you are the weapon, and the weapon is also an enforcer of peace and even a symbol of peace. But again, perspective is everything, right? So again, it's better to understand and to be the weapon as opposed to just have a weapon. But with that, you want to be extremely subtle, even to the point of formless. And this is the mind of Lao Tzu speaking here. It's important to be extremely subtle to the point of even being formless, to be extremely mysterious, to the point of soundlessness. You can't even be heard, stealth, right? And by doing so, you will be able to direct your opponent's fate. And sometimes the opponent is even yourself. More times than not, the opponent is yourself. And so you have to understand how to first conquer and defeat the greatest enemy that you have, which looks at you every day in the mirror, which engages you in mental sparring every day, yourself. That's your greatest ally, but it's also your greatest enemy. And that's the enemy that we must conquer to become master, is yourself, right? And so we have to understand how to, again, deal with stress, deal with tension, deal with conflict. And the key in that is to not be tense. This is the master Bruce Lee speaking. He says, do not be tense. Just be ready. Don't think, but also don't dream. Not being so flexible. This says not being, set, but being flexible. You don't want to be rigid. You don't want to be planted, but you want to be flexible. It's being wholly and quietly alive, aware and alert, ready for whatever comes. And that's the first key to everything is awareness, consciousness. And we hear that word thrown around so loosely now. Oh, I'm conscious, I'm conscious. Well, what are you aware of? Are you aware of your self-destructive behavior? Right? Because we got to understand that, again, we can be our worst enemies. So we'll be aware of all the knowledge going on external to us, but are we aware of what's going on internally? And that's crucial to our development. So that tension that can arise, that self-tension, stress, right? We may find ourselves with ill health. Well, guess what? If we have ill health, we didn't defend ourselves. We didn't protect ourselves. And so that's why, again, saw that Wall Street. Well, he's just chilling with me. But anyway, we got to protect ourselves. And so the best fighter in protecting himself is never angry. He's clear-minded. He's at ease. He's at peace. He has found peace. And that's the art of war. The art of war is to find peace, right? So the best fighter is never angry. He's humble, right? He's disciplined. He has inner authority. He is inspired in his leadership. And this is why when you look in martial arts, you find the individuals bowing to one another. Well, bowing is an expression of gratitude and respect. In effect, You're thanking your opponent for giving you the opportunity to improve your technique development. I'm going to get into self-development too. We got a lot of things to talk about. But that's that humility again. That's the value of humility, in that you understand, man, this is going to teach me something. I may come out successful, or I may learn something today. I may get whooped up, right? And see where I didn't put my hands up, or I didn't move in this direction, or I didn't, dip that right there, or I should have threw that punch there when I saw it, but I didn't take it because I was like, So there's things that you have to understand about blocking, about countering, and about striking, right? Defending yourself, protecting yourself. And again, this is not just in the physical. It's not just martial. It's spiritual. It's intellectual. It's emotional. It's health. These are all things we got to understand. So protecting yourself is self-defense. And this is what's so deep. But protecting others is warriorship. Warriorship. So once you've mastered yourself, now you become the instructor and you showed others how to protect themselves. And then those who can't protect themselves, those are the ones you protect. Because we're only as strong as our weakest link, We are collective. No man is an island, right? And self-defense starts with yourself, but it extends out as well. And so when dealing with stress, we're dealing with tension. Also, another thing we talked about in our humility video about fear, false evidence appearing real. And it wasn't the humility one, it was the failure one. How failure is, the first experience in learning, right? The first experience in learning, something like that. We'll get it. So anyway, don't let fear paralyze you. Let it motivate you. Be motivated through fear. Let it engage you. Nervousness, right? Let that move you to accomplish great deeds. Like, I think of the gentleman, the African brother in France who saw the young child hanging from, those stories up, about 4 floors up. Fear moved him to go get that child. He protected that child. He defended that child's life. He scaled, they called him Spider-Man. He got a job now. He was a refugee, he couldn't get no work, but now the brother got work, right? Because he saw a need and he responded. That fear moved him. He didn't think about himself because he was seeking to defend and protect someone else, which is warriorship. So he's a warrior. Shout out to the African in France who did that for the young lady. But ultimately, what we need to understand is that the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. If you can win a conflict without throwing a blow, you have truly demonstrated the art of war, which is to bring forth the art of peace. And that is what this is all about, to come into the art of peace, right? And so self-protection, self-defense is essential to sustaining life and to prospering life. So August 19th, B. Michael here, telling you all about our next upcoming event, the Science of Spirit. It's going to be powerful. I hope to see many of you all there. I'm excited about the opportunity. Really want to simplify some things and have a discussion too. We want to discuss this. I don't want to get up there and act like I know everything, because I don't. I want this to be something that is community-based. It's free, open to the community. We will have refreshments. If you want to give donations, you're more than welcome, But, this is for the people, number one. And so check us out, 2 to 4 p.m., 3050 Prospect, the Blueford Library. Just bringing some alternative perspectives, some holistic alternative perspectives to the community in dealing with unifying the spirit, the soul, and the body, because that's the only way that we can become one, is if you're one at first with yourself. Long Life Holistic Services. Check us out at our website, www.longlifehs.com, LONGLIFEHS.com. All our social media is on the YouTube page here and the About page, so check us out there. Signing off. Peace and blessings. One life, one love.